ASMR.
Hey everybody. So today I have some fish sticks. Let's whisper. I have some fish sticks. I have some shoestring French fries. I have a little bit of ketchup. Oh, right there. And I have a little bit of tartar sauce. So today, I thought about talking about something that my good friend Miss Parchman's World was talking about in one of her Mary Mukbang videos. She was talking about how when she was younger, she moved around a couple of times, so she got to experience Christmas time in different temperatures. Like growing up somewhere where there's lots of snow and then moving somewhere where it barely snows at all. And I definitely have experience with that. Oh, first of all, I found this shirt in my closet. I was very happy because I didn't think it fit me anymore, but it does fit. It's like a Dalek that's, inside Porky Pig's little circle. And instead of saying that's all folks, it says exterminate all folks. Anyway, but this is Diet Pepsi. I've been doing really good with drinking mostly water, but I do still have a little diet soda. So, as I've mentioned before, I grew up in Maine, where it could be like randomly 90 degrees September 15th, but then you could have a blizzard like September 31st or something. Wait a minute. That couldn't happen because there's only 30 days in September. I'm not even going to edit that out. Enjoy that little snafu. But yeah, I remember one summer it was like degrees in late September. And well, I think I said summer, but I meant fall. Wow, I'm on a roll. So yeah, basically the beginning of fall, it was like still 90 degrees. But then for Halloween, we went down to Salem, Massachusetts. And was a huge 2-day blizzard, and we lost power for like a week and a half. So anyway, I grew up somewhere where it snowed often. In fact, unfortunately, it seems like it would snow like every week except for the week of Christmas. Then, when I married my husband, like I've said before, he was in the military. So, I've lived in places like Hawaii for a year and a half. I've lived in Northern California. I've lived in Washington. I've lived in Guam. And in Hawaii and Guam during Christmas, obviously it was very hot. The cool thing was, you could go to the beach on Christmas. And you didn't have to worry about travel plans being canceled because of weather or anything like that. Here's a couple of pictures of the beaches in Guam. And honestly, let's see, when we lived in Northern California, the almost 3 years we were there, it never snowed. It rained a lot during December. In Washington State, it did snow a couple of times. And they actually did cancel school a couple of those times because even though it does sometimes snow where we were in Washington, they just weren't prepared the same way that they are back home in Maine. Back home in Maine, they have plow people. They have people that work day and night sanding and plowing the roads. So they try not to cancel school unless they literally cannot keep up with the plowing, or if it's extremely icy and it would be dangerous to have a school bus out there while they're trying to get the roads under control. So there are a lot of snow days, and the kids ends up sometimes going to school until like practically July, but they really try and keep up with it because they don't like having so many snow days. However, in Washington, they didn't have as many plows and sanding trucks and things like that, so oftentimes school would get shut down for it felt like barely a dusting. And I imagine, I've never Now, currently I'm in Texas, and we haven't experienced the whole snow freaking people out, a dusting of snow freaking people out, and canceling snow over it, school over it. Because I've only been here a year, and I think it just like sprinkled snow once last year. But I know that here and down south, they're just like snow is a once in a blue moon thing. So they're just not prepared for it. So they basically have to shut school and places like that down when there's barely a dusting. Because when you've got so many people on the road that don't know what they're doing in snow, it's pretty dangerous. You know, us people from the north and the south like to make fun of each other when it comes to freaking out over weather or cold and heat. But, you know, I say you gotta remember that everyone grew up somewhere different and is adapted to something different. Like I said, I lived in Guam for 4 years straight, and I lived in Hawaii too. You know, all places where it was really hot and humid all the time, and I never really got acclimated to it. I still prefer cooler weather, and you know, my husband grew up here in Texas, and let's just say it's always a fight with the thermostat. I'll walk by and flick it to like 67. 5 minutes later, he'll walk by and flip it up to 74. So, yeah, I prefer the cold, and he prefers the hot. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like to freeze, but I get overheated really easily. Even when I was younger, and I had done Weight Watchers in the past, and I'd lost a ton of weight even when I was thin, I still preferred the cold. Yeah, so it's just how I am. But anyway, speaking of Weight Watchers, let's see, I already recorded the points for this. Some of you may or may not know that I have a Weight Watchers channel. I've been doing it for about 4 weeks now, something like that. And I'm down like 11 point something like that. So I've been tracking like everything that I eat. Some stuff's healthy, some stuff's, this was more of a junky type meal, but I'm having salad later, and some chicken, and I had some oatmeal for breakfast. So, and my snacks, I'm really trying to stick to like apples, bananas, tangerines, and stuff like that. So it's kind of a mix of stuff, but I can't remember what the points were, but I already recorded it, so it's okay. I think it was something like 8 or 9 points for the fish sticks, 2 points for the tartar sauce, and then like 3 points for the little french fries. So there you go. But yeah, I don't know honestly what I prefer as far as the Christmas weather goes. Now, like I said, Maine was iffy about a white Christmas, even though, you know, it snows all the time. There might be snow on the ground at Christmas, but if there is, it's left over from like 3 weeks before sometimes. But it feels like more often than not there isn't a white Christmas. So it's more like you get the majority of that white stuff January through like the end of April. Yeah, the end of April. That's the thing. Oftentimes it'll start snowing right before or right after Halloween, and randomly continue into like mid to late April. You just never know. But so there's no guarantee that there's going to be a white Christmas. If there was a guarantee that there was going to be a white Christmas, like it was literally, when I say white Christmas, I mean literally snowing on Christmas Day, like not so bad that people couldn't travel, but just like a light flakes falling, then I would prefer that. If there wasn't a guarantee that there would be a white Christmas, then I would rather live somewhere where we could go to the beach on Christmas. So I guess I'm okay with either one. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I guess I'll post some pictures of snow too. I would post some pictures of my son in here in the snow, but I don't know, I'm kind of not really exactly sure how this COPPA thing works yet. I've started to say in my thumbnails and at the beginning of the videos, they're not for kids, just in case. I'm not super worried about it right now. And I've said before that I was going to stop worrying about it, but then I noticed that, well, actually, Miss Parchman's World pointed out to me that one of my videos that I posted the other day, the comment section had been disabled, and I fixed it, and then I went back and looked through, and 2 or 3 other of my videos' comment sections had been disabled, and it was weird because they didn't seem like they were videos that would have been aimed at kids. I mean, none of my videos are aimed at kids, but they didn't seem like they were the type of video that there would have been any confusion on that. And I went to some of the videos that I thought, even though they're not aimed at kids, might be confusing, like my videos where I'm talking about old school 80s and 90s cartoons, and I have like Pee Wee Herman in the thumbnail or something, but the comment sections were fine on that, so I don't know. So I'm just, for precaution, putting that in the front of my videos. I don't even know if it's going to matter or not, but I guess we'll all see once January comes.